of soil that we will present is acid sulfate soil. Acid sulfate soil is the common term for soil which contains chemical compounds known as metal sulfides. Soil containing metal sulfides is usually not a concern when it remains undisturbed or covered by water. But if it is exposed to air, it can pose a risk to water quality.
The example of acid sulfate soil. The characteristic of acid sulfate soil are low base saturation. Low calcium may occur in soils with low base saturation or high acid content. In addition, severe weathering and leaching of soils may lead to deficiency in calcium. In soils with insufficient calcium levels, the yield and quality of crops can be decreased, resulting in costly economic losses. Thirdly, high clay content. Heavy clays have a very high water holding capacity, but most of the water is tightly bound and not available to plants. The humus content is often higher than in other mineral soils. They do not form a crust when they dry. These soils have a very good ability to improve the structure. For example, freezing or thawing, and drying or wetting.
Next, weak structure and sticky. This type of soil high clay content because of the structure is sticky and the potential of holding water is quite good. Lastly, acid soil pH below 3.5, ultra acid soil pH 3.5, and very strong alkaline soil pH over 9 and rare.
The next is about workability of the soil. Acid sulfate soils that have not been disturbed are called potential acid sulfate soils. Acid sulfate soils that have been disturbed are called actual acid sulfate soils. If exposed to air, the metal sulfates react with oxygen to produce sulfuric acid, which can seriously affect water and soil's quality. Heavy metal and other toxicants can also be released, and dissolved oxygen concentration in water is likely to be below in affected areas. The lastly is about suitable crop. First is coconut, cocoa, cashew, watermelon, and the lastly is tobacco.